Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'd like to talk about how I ended up on television and then show you the clip of me reacting to me being on TV. But before I do that, I'd just like to introduce you to 8ball. He is a kitten, and he is one of the brothers of the kittens that we now have here. So there's 5 people under this roof now. 3 humans, 2 cats, but there's 5 people. Oh, the other one's here! Everyone say hello, Cow. My son named him. So this is Cow, and this is 8ball. 2 cats. Anyways, I'm getting off subject here. Don't worry, I'm getting you down. Get off my top, you're going to rip it. There we go. Cow gets jealous when I show attention to his brother, so he always turns up. Anyways, I was on TV. In fact, I did a bit on the news talking about mortgages, out of all things, and you're probably wondering, how did I end up in that predicament and such a weird situation? Well, before I tell you that, please make sure to smash the like button on this video, comment down below your favourite type of cheese, and subscribe if you're new, because content on this channel is very interesting and I like to upload all sorts here. Anyways, I was on the news talking about mortgages and the price rise of things and struggling to own a property because at my current point in my life I am trying to get a property. I'm aiming for maybe next year to officially buy one, but obviously with interest rates going up and everything, it's kind of impossible. And that kind of leads me to the Channel 5 news at 5 PM on the 22nd of April 2024, where I was on TV. So my son's mum saw a post online, and they basically asked, does anyone want to be on the news talking about struggling to get on the property ladder? They wanted to meet someone who, that's their aim, they're trying to get on the property ladder and what they're doing. So, yeah, she tagged me in it on Facebook, and I reached out to the producer, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'd love to talk about it, you know. If you guys aren't aware, I've rented properties for years and I've been homeless and this and that, so I'm very clued up on the property industry, as well as being involved with property investors and property sources and doing a talk at a property seminar on stage in 2019. So I've done quite a bit in my life anyway, and yeah, so the camera crew came in to my flat here and they moved everything about. This table here was pulled out to the middle of the room. I had to shove everything out of camera, hide lots of things. My boy was here, so we put him in the bedroom watching some of his shows on the TV before he was in a couple of clips actually. We had to completely clean up the place. This was before we got the cats, and we had cameras and like 3 microphones, and the presenter, I think his name was Bradley, he was a lovely bloke actually. Yeah, pretty nice chap. We had a chat. They interviewed me for just under 2 hours, closer to an hour and a half than 2 hours, but around that sort of figure. We did a lot of talking. They asked me many questions which weren't shown on TV. You know, my clip ended up being like 2 minutes long, so it wasn't as much as I wanted, but hey ho. So in one of the clips that you've seen in the video, I mentioned that I had 2 ways of getting onto the property ladder, and the second way, which wasn't actually shown on TV, was talking about becoming a property investor, investing into the market, buying properties, BRRs, rent-to-rents, and basically making a load of money to put into a house, but it would be under a business. So that was pretty cool, and they also asked questions like, why haven't you gone to the bank of mum and dad? And I was blatantly honest, there is no family money. So we had a long talk about that, and my homelessness was brought up, but all of that wasn't mentioned on TV. But it's fine, because the news take what they want to see. We missed lots of important questions, and they also said to me that my life story as it is should be its own show, which is hilarious. And thinking about it, it probably should, because if 90% of you knew about my upbringing, you see what's on YouTube, but you don't know the rest. If you guys knew about my upbringing, you'd be like, you're still alive? You've done this, you've done that, and then obviously becoming homeless at 17, living in a storage unit, living in a caravan, living in a car, a van, a garage, and many other things that happened in between in my life. Yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, apparently that should be its own show, and I don't know if they want to reach out to me about that, but if they do, cool. If not, I've got the producer on Facebook and the presenter's phone number anyway, so, you know, I can get into contact with them. So, moving forwards, without further ado, I'm just about to show you the clip of me on the news, which, to be honest, was kind of cool. I loved it. I loved being interviewed. I loved the camera setups. I loved having to show more emotion. Like, they had to tell me to do things. It's TV, obviously. So there's lots of... How did you get up there? What are you doing up Right, without further ado, let's show you the clip of me on TV. Please make sure to smash the like button, comment down below your favourite cheese and obviously what you think of me on TV. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. So, enjoy.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Welcome back to 5 News. Just before the break, I asked you to name something that most of our parents and grandparents took for granted, but seems a long way off for many now. It was owning their own home. The housing market, we learned today, is broken. That's according to a major new report, which says first-time buyers are facing the toughest conditions in 70 years. We talk a lot, don't we, about getting on the ladder. Well, the report from the Building Societies Association said that ladder's not only hard to climb, it's actually impossible to get on. And that is because of 2 major barriers. There's the cost of buying, obviously. The average first-time buyer in the UK now needs a deposit of around £60,000. And that ranges, depending on where you are, from £27,000 in the North East of England to a whopping £144,000 in London. But the cost of owning has also shot up in the last 2 years, thanks to higher mortgage rates. The average rate for first-time buyers rose from around 2.2%, that was in March of 2022, to 5.6% last November. And they're still rising. Today, these 5 major lenders all announced that their rates will be going up. So getting on that housing ladder is now an unachievable dream for many. Here's Bradley Harris.
This is my flat!
What's it like becoming a first-time buyer?
One of the most depressing experiences you could ever have.
There's no place like home. But if you're renting like Oliver, there's no place like your own home.
Owning a home to me means stability. It means I can provide my son with the best.
They spelled my name wrong! They spelled my name wrong!
To paint my son's bedroom. I want to be able to put up a new wall if I want to. Have a place for myself and put my mark somewhere, because at the moment there isn't my mark anywhere, really.
In terms of trying to buy a property, what's the likelihood for you?
I think buying a property is possible, although there's 2 ways I'm looking at going down at the moment. The first one is get a higher paying job. I'm on every single job application website. Last night I applied for over 200 jobs, just so I could up my wage, so I can buy a house, but I'm not the only one thinking this.
Well, Oliver's not the only one who feels...
They spelled my name wrong!
...his own home. This report from the Building Societies Association suggests that those who take out a mortgage to own their home has been in decline for over 20 years. Now, that's partly down to previous generations paying off their mortgages, they say. But since the financial crisis, first-time buyers are facing more pressures.
The end.
Like this video!